Should they have been more forthcoming? Should this information have been revealed earlier?
I think the administration will need to answer that question. I'm going to reserve judgment until they do. But I think it's important to point out that the Biden approach was very different in the sense that it looks, as far as we can tell, that it was inadvertent that these documents were in these locations. When they were discovered, they were immediately provided to the archives or to the Justice Department. There was no effort to hold on to them, no effort to conceal them, no effort to obstruct the Justice Department's investigation. All of that is a very sharp contrast to Donald Trump's handling of the situation. So as you point out, this is a very different matter. But nonetheless, I think it's appropriate for a special counsel to look into both situations.
I think the American people see how President Trump's been treated on one hand, and they want to see a sense of fairness. Granted, the situations are different, but they're both about classified information being in areas that's illegal and the improper handling of highly classified information. So I think it shows a sense of fairness to have a special counsel for both. I would just say they're both wrong. Granted, they're different. What strikes me, though, is having President Biden being highly critical of President Trump, calling him irresponsible. And it just reminds me of that old adage, if you live in a glass house, do not throw stones. And I think President Biden was caught throwing stones.
It's certainly embarrassing, right? I mean, it's embarrassing that you would find a small number of documents, certainly not on purpose. They don't think it's the right thing, and they have been moving to correct it, working with the Department of Justice, working with everyone involved, with the archives. And so from my perspective, you know, it's one of those moments that obviously they wish hadn't happened. But what I'm most concerned about, and this is the kind of thing that the Republicans love. We just heard it from my colleague, Senator Johnson. Let's talk about investigations. Let's create chaos. Let's not talk about the fact that we have a manufacturing renaissance going on in this country, more jobs created, lower unemployment rate, higher wages, and what they're proposing to do that would interfere with that, would really put us on the edge economically. They don't want to talk with us about how to move the country forward.
The explanation from Biden's attorneys are there's a balance here between wanting to disclose and also not wanting to impede any Department of Justice investigation because when you announce it, then you are getting potentially in the way of investigators when it comes to witnesses and such. That's what they say.
Hard to believe. I would consider that the fact that it was right before a midterm election, a very important midterm election that was close, that was going to determine the balance of power in Congress. The fact that they were quick to call for a special counsel with Trump, you know, it seems political here. It seems hypocritical. It seems like a double standard, and that's our concern.
I'm hoping that we will keep a sense of symmetry about our analysis of these situations and a sense of proportion about the underlying offenses. There's some people who are trying to compare having a government document that should no longer be in your possession to inciting a violent insurrection against the government of the United States. And those are obviously completely different things. That's apples and oranges. So we should keep a sense of proportion and measure about what we're talking about.